Hello Internet, my name is David and this is Harold. Just a real quick short video today, hopefully. I am, as of yesterday, 3 weeks away from my duodenal switch surgery. And this morning, I told my kids that I was getting it done. It went really well. They were totally supportive, and they range from 10 to 17 years old. And I don't know what I expected to come out of that, but they don't seem worried. Of course, they don't really know the ins and outs of it, but kind of explained to them why I was doing it. And that's what I wanted to do today. Been sick for the past 2 weeks. A lot of people in our family got a really bad virus, the whole respiratory sinus crap. So I'm still getting over that. Getting very little sleep because I'm up at night coughing my lungs out. Although that seems to be getting maybe a little bit better this weekend. But anyway, why am I deciding to do surgery, and why this particular surgery? I've obviously tried all my life to lose the weight, and I just seem to keep getting bigger. I've tried every single thing that's out there. I've done Atkins 3 or 4 times. I've done Weight Watchers a couple times. I did what's it called, the Nutrisystem, where they send you the food in the box. It tastes like dry cardboard. I tried that. Only did that one once. Ended up with big boxes of food in my basement. Then I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this. One time, my wife and I, we watched this documentary called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, which is actually pretty good documentary. And so after that, we were inspired. Like, hey, let's try that. Let's try a little juice, thing. I don't know. It's not really a cleanse because you're doing it for a big chunk of time, and it's to lose weight and to detox and to get healthy. I guess it's kind of a cleanse that way. But so we were doing that. We were juicing, and I remember it was like day 3 or day 4, and I got up that morning before work, and my wife had made us our juice, right? And I lifted it up to my mouth. I took one swallow, and I almost threw up all over my wife. I was able to hold it back, but it was like my body was saying, "F this, we're not doing one more kale juice or anything like that." My body was just done with it, and I couldn't drink one more drop of green juice. It was like my body was like, no, this is not right. We're not doing this. And I just remember I just, my wife dodges, and I'm like almost heaving on her. But yeah, and like for weeks and months afterwards, the smell of anything that we were using for those juices, like kale, or it was mostly the kale that I remember the smell of and the taste of, that just made me want to puke my guts out. So we tried that, obviously failed. Interesting thing though, in that 3 or 4 days that we were actually doing that, I did drop about 12 pounds. And so, woohoo! And it's actually where my body has stayed for the past 2 years. I think I mentioned before, I'm hovering around anywhere between 312 and 320. And that's where I got to after that. And I haven't moved from there. A little while ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I started really counting calories, and that was the one thing I was going to do. Calories in, calories out. That whole thing. I got an app on my phone called Lose It. I tried a couple different ones like MyFitnessPal and Spark People and stuff, but I really liked the Lose It one better. And so I was tracking everything I was eating, and I lost about 40 pounds in the course of, I can't remember how long I was doing that, 9 months, which was really good, and I was really totally excited. Hit several plateaus in that, which you're going to do with any sort of weight loss thing. Wow, that sun just got real bright. But anyway, so at the end of that 9 months, actually, we had a baby, and that kind of derailed me. And I was like, okay, it's all right. I can be derailed a little bit. I'll get back to it. And I've tried several times to start up with the counting of the calories, and I just can't do it. I have this, I don't know why. And there's nothing wrong with that, because people do it. People lose weight that way all the time. And people lose weight with all these other things all the time. However, I don't know how sustainable people are on like things like Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers or whatever. Otherwise, they wouldn't be these businesses that make money all the time. I don't know. It's kind of cynical that way, that I think that it's kind of, maybe not cynical, skeptical, that if these things really worked, wouldn't you sooner or later run out of customers? I don't know. But anyway, I've tried all those things and I have failed at them. And I'm not saying any of those things are wrong. Obviously, diet and exercise is the number one best way to do this. And I intend to, I mean, with any surgery like this, you're going to have to change your diet and you're going to have to incorporate exercise. I've tried those things before, and I'm hoping that what the surgery will be is that extra tool to help me get over the hurdles that I can't without it. I'm still going to be, if you know anything about, if you've done any research about any of these surgeries, the diets afterwards are crucial. I just need that extra help, extra tool to get there. And the reason I chose Duodenal Switch is because it has the highest from everything I've read, it has the highest success rates for diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes. I've had that for at least 10 years. I don't remember exactly when I was first diagnosed. It's been a long time. And, you know, I have neuropathy in my feet and just complications that come with diabetes. You know, I have sleep apnea as well. But the Duodenal Switch had the highest success rates of people being able to reverse their diabetes and get off of medication and stay off the longest. So that's why I chose Duodenal Switch. It's the most extreme of the surgeries, obviously, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. As I was talking to my kids this morning, you know, I got a little choked up when I realized, you know, I might not be around if I don't change things. I might not be around to see my youngest graduate, and not even my youngest of my original 4. So I had 4 from a previous marriage, and then me and my wife had 2 from a previous marriage, and then together we have 1. Well, I definitely won't see him do much of anything with his life if I don't change things. But for the 4 that I was talking to this morning, the youngest is 10. And like my chances of being able to see him graduate and go to college and do his life is not as good as the chances are not as good as they should be. And I told them that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, is I want to be around for a long time. Right now they all went swimming. They're all swimming with my wife. And, you know, next summer I hope that I'll be able to go swimming with them. Right now I'm too embarrassed. And I'm hoping that's something that'll change. I want to be the type of dad that goes and does things with his kids all the time and isn't too tired and isn't too sick. And that's where I am right now. I'm too tired. I'm too sick. I'm fat and love of crap. I don't know. I probably need to work on my self-image as well. Anyway, that's my 3-week pre-op update. Maybe I'll see you next week. I'll be starting my pre-op diet this week, so maybe I'll come back and let you know how that's going. See you later.